talk about completely inept for scholars. If only scholars could, I don't know, read before spouting their mouths off in utter ignorance, well, that would be kind of nice. But we don't live in that age, and we need to be ready for that. That's why we have got to prove all things. Don't debate with us and try to argue here. We're going to mute you. Our channel, our rules. You respect that. If you can't, you're muted. That's it. And scholars have tried to marginalize this, and the dunce work that they have done. They need to go sit in the corner and behave themselves, because they're just not testing adequately or accurately either one. And the scholars will sit there and say, well, Enoch wasn't really, he was being quoted there, but it was something oral, except for it's the exact same words that are published in the first book of Enoch. Duh. I mean, what kind of dunces do we have? Now, we will correct much along the way, especially scholar babble, and there's a ton when it comes to this. Yeah, you go and read Vanderkamp's book, and it's lined with leaven. Even Dr. Heiser, we love him, but still a whole lot of little scholarly things thrown in that are not scholarly. It is not scholarly at all to read in fragments, and it's not scholarly at all to assume a paradigm which Enoch does not even remotely represent. Okay, try to debate here without reviewing that comprehensive test, by the way, and you will be muted. That's our channel, our rules. And we're just not debating ignorance, because that's what you would be making a position in ignorance if you haven't even read our position first. No, you're not doing that here. You're not going to waste everybody's time. But for someone to call themselves a scholar and forget that scribal tradition, well, we really, really have a major problem with that. Just doesn't work. They have been copying scrolls over. They know this. They wouldn't apply that to Genesis or any other book in the modern canon, the Pharisee canon that they swear by. So that's why. So it becomes the dumbest paradigm imaginable, really, when they apply things that way. Of course, this is a copy. Everything else found there was a copy. Maybe some of the local writings were not. But everything that is Scripture, none of it was written in 200 or 100 BC. That's ridiculous. It's the notion is so ridiculously inept. It's pitiful. They can't even think logically when they apply things that way, clearly, and that is because they placate a paradigm. They aren't interested in the truth. They're interested in protecting their church doctrine, which is moot if it's against Scripture. Now, we have had enough of shoddy scholarship, enough said. It's always amazing, however, when we read book after book, blog after blog, we hear one preacher after another who love to just, they're playing stupid on this particular topic when it comes to this verse. They try to explain it away as if they can. They can't. Any scholar that tries to tell you this is not from First Enoch, well, they simply can't read and comprehend. And that is a major, major handicap. Any blog that does so undermines all credibility on anything they teach. So better make sure we're testing everything they write and say. No one can be this dumb. That's the reality. And they're not. All right? We're not calling them dumb. We're calling their actions stupid, but they're not dumb people. They are steeped in a paradigm of ignorance. That's the problem. What idiot would then say this is not quoting First Enoch? That is illiterate. So let's settle that once and for all, because we're tired of reading this crap, and this trash is out there, and it's all over the place regarding this, and it's in scholarship with the most credible scholars, yet they're, what do you call it? Incredible? No, uncredible, I guess. It's just crazy. Well, the name, the Lord, is not the Lord, it's Yahuwah in Scripture, and it's been replaced, and it never should have been. Charles just did the very same, even though he's looking from the Ethiopic. Same thing, though. He knew better, and all scholars do, really. I mean, come on, they know Hebrew supposedly, yet they can't figure out that YHWH is not pronounced Baal. Huh? I mean, that not even nothing in common at all. I mean, can you be really that illiterate? And yet scholars make themselves. Wow. I know it's in the part of the book that we're supposed to throw out. Well, again, after the next video, you will know better than to ever listen to those dunderheads again on that. Try to debate, though, without reading that. Well, you'll be muted. Our channel, our rules. And we even have charts, in fact, on the sun especially, because Enoch lays out the month by month, the actual progression of the sun. So we show it in charts around the earth to show you pretty much what he's talking about. We're not scientists, so it's not scientific data per se, although he was the observer and the eyewitness. So he was practicing science by definition, whereas many scientists today really don't, at least not in these respects. So, oh, it's incredible how, Pythagoras was right, or, whoever their patriarch is. And then it's actually not the case. It's a theory. It's not proven. You haven't proven that he was right. You're just taking the ancient religion and trying to reinvigorate it. That's what you're doing. And they do that a lot. And we really, you want to talk about a strong delusion, the whole scientific paradigm. Now, I'm not talking about if you work for, if you're a chemist in a lab and in a company and you're doing, good work for whatever, that's different. I'm talking about those that go out there with the bully pulpit, telling people, espousing these theories that are just theories, unproven, and then claim that they're fact. And if you don't agree with their theory, their guess, that is unproven and unprovable in many cases, then you are the idiot, is the way that it works. Well, doesn't work that way. So it's because they are espousing a religion, and that's what it's all about. And the reality is, you can really, truly only logically come to that conclusion, because otherwise this would be impossible, and we would all be dead a long time ago. Especially with the Earth spinning at 1,000 miles at the equator per hour, 66,000 miles whirling through the galaxy, which also is moving at 200,000+ miles per hour as well. I get dizzy just thinking about the math involved in that, and it's unscientific. Those are not facts. Those are theories, unproven. They've never proven them. They will never prove them. In fact, the stars disprove them, because you can see the stars in the sky, you can see their patterns, and it's very obvious we're not moving at those kinds of speeds. That's ridiculous. In the next video, we are going to demonstrate factually and historically why we call First Enoch the oldest book in history and put it on the cover, because we wish to shout that out to the world, because scholars just plain are ignoring too much on this, and we're tired of it. Now, always remember, prove all things for yourself. Woohoo! Wow.